Looking for a one-stop shopping destination for all things made in Ghana? Eager to experience a remarkable fair that showcases the richness, creativity, and innovation behind Ghanaian products and services? Then get ready for the This is Ghana Exhibition 2025. The This is Ghana Exhibition highlights the brilliance of Ghanaian entrepreneurs, artisans, and businesses who continue to shape the narrative of homegrown excellence. This is Ghana's biggest trade fair and exhibition, bringing together SMEs, startups, research and manufacturing sectors, indigenous corporate bodies, and local creatives in one exciting space. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2025. Come explore, engage, and be inspired by the businesses and brands that are redefining made in Ghana across every sector. The dates: Saturday the 6th and Sunday the 7th of September 2025. Time is 10 a.m. through to 5 p.m. each day. The venue is the Info Sutherland Children's Park. For inquiries or participation details, call us on 0205-973-973. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM and is proudly sponsored by MTN, EcoBank, and Side Hassle from EK Brand Consult.
Good morning!
And welcome to your favorite Sunday morning TV show. We call this Sunday Breakfast right here on Channel 1 TV. My name is Jude Duncan. You can find me across all social media platforms using the handle @Duncan.
And I am Eno Safo. Find me across all social media platforms with the handle Eno_S. It promises to be amazing, an amazing show as usual. We have a lot packed for you. You don't want to miss that. Let's say that the literacy challenge ended with a bang. You watched it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then we saw the final winner all the way from Tamale.
Who would have thought?
And he's a twin.
Who would have thought?
And he's a twin. So him and his twin took
Shared
part.
the spoils.
Well, him and his twin took part, but eventually Adogo was declared the winner of the Literacy Challenge 2025.
Is this the first time we've seen a winner from Northern Ghana?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
The very first time we've seen a winner from Northern Ghana. That's the very first time we've seen a winner from Northern Ghana, and he was pretty excited to represent his, the North. And I've been told that when you check our streaming on YouTube, it was all Adongo. Yes. And so he walks home with the 10,000 Ghana cedis and the trophy and the bragging rights as the most outstanding
But
JHS students in
I
Ghana.
wasn't at the Lisa. I was following on TV like a lot of us, did. But you get a sense that it was really close, So for him to just hit it towards the end and win, I mean, I don't want to say luck because it was absolutely this. Oh God, look at them.
His father. His father. That's one that's not her exams, no.
Wow. And again, I can only imagine. I would love to read his script he wrote on the essay with regards to the climate change, because if you're in the north, you feel the effects of climate change more on the farms, you
Definitely.
know. So I can only imagine the kind of experiential knowledge he had going into this particular competition and in the essay, because a lot of the things students from Accra would write or say or know is basically what they've heard their teachers say. But in the north, they are literally experiencing the effects of climate change, right? I had a friend who went to the north and said that, see, the sun hits different there.
It does.
You know, and you could clearly tell that crops are not, you know, crop yield is reducing and all of that. So it stands to reason that
Every year after the Heritage Caravan, you see that when people come back, the color has changed, regardless. I intentionally bought the biggest straw hat I could find when we got to Tamale, just to shield me from the sun. And it's not so much the sun as it is the extreme heat. Like, you feel it all around you. That big, humongous hat I bought, straw hat I bought, did absolutely nothing for
when
the
you're on
sun.
the caravan, right?
Yes, and I bought, what do we call it? The screen, skin, whatever. Uncle Sia.
All of that
It came back,
all of that didn't work.
sunscreen. It came back and people were like, wash you. Like, what's the point? But yeah. Congratulations to Adongo Atinga.
Adongo Atinga.
Adongo Atinga.
What do you know what the N stands for?
No, I do not. Maybe they can tell us.
I'm interested in knowing what is that. And of course, I mean, he emerged winner, but of course, I'm Jude Duncan. You know, my namesake, Bishop Bauer School.
Today you're claiming your namesake.
Oh.
Yesterday you issued a disclaimer.
Yesterday I said I wasn't related to her. But it doesn't change the fact that she's my namesake.
She's a Duncan.
You know, and also Eduji Kofi Yebowo, who is from Covenant Presby School. I hear that name a lot when the literacy challenge.
Covenant?
Presby School, yeah.
Yeah, that's in Jari International.
Yeah, and I think, is it, the other one is Silicon?
Silicon, yes.
Silicon
Valley,
also.
yeah.
So shout outs to these guys for, you know, making their school proud, making their family proud.
Yeah.
And very importantly, making themselves proud. And of course, our sponsors, Belmu and GB Assessment, for the support in making this a reality. You know, I'm so happy that it went very well and happened successfully.
Adongo Atinga, congratulations. All right, I think it's a good time to go into our newspapers. Well, online, today being Sunday. I'm on channel1newsonline.com. Channel1newsonline.com. Some of the stories you'll find on our portal. GPRTU threatens nationwide strike August 20 over Pokwase in Sawam Road. Gamashi marks Homowo with calls for youth development. NPP grants amnesty to suspended members, calls for discipline. Adongo Atinga crowned winner of 2025 Literacy Challenge. Nidine Odeon.
Yeah.
Tema set for 3,000 new LED street lights to boost security. Other stories you'll find on Channel 1 News Online portal. Galamsey, 3 Chinese arrested, 2 excavators seized at Achim Abam. Franklin Kujo, military must ensure full transparency in helicopter crash probe. Professor Ajakum, crash victims honored, but families mustn't be forgotten. Political interests undermining fight against Galamsey, a security consultant says so. Administrative delays keeping Sir Obama Pokwase in custody. That's according to their lawyer.
You know, I had a lawyer on CNN and he said that, Charlie Ghana, you're an interesting bunch. He said that, of course, all the persons who had a role to play in ensuring that the bill requirement or the bill for his client is adhered to were at the state's funeral of the helicopter crash. So they were not in the office to perform administrative duties. For each reason, his clients
are going to stay in jail
my point is that,
Monday.
So everybody in the police service, or, you know, are there no deputies? Are there no like other?
Everybody was at the Black Star Square.
You know, it's serious. And
I can imagine what's going through your mind. When I said it, I was like, really? Okay. Because he said, oh, they have met the bill conditions, but they're supposed to inspect them and all of that, and none of them were available.
Yeah, see, I feel what some of these persons did, for each reason they were arrested and also questioned, right? You know, are completely responsible. Some of the comments they passed, absolutely unnecessary. And if the law finds them in breach of it, they should face the full rigor of the law. I completely agree. But the law is also the law, right? So once they've met bill requirements, you know, keeping them beyond their expected stay in police custody for me is also wrong, right? So
it's like you're punishing them.
Yeah,
in a way.
So I found it quite, you know, worrying, you know, the circumstances under which, you know, these persons are still in police custody. I know you had some more stories.
Yes, I do. On channel1newsonline.com, some of the trending stories you'll find there. 37 new Mpox cases recorded, total now 409. I don't think we're taking this Mpox seriously. We'll delve into that a bit later. Other stories, Galamsey, 3 Chinese arrested, 2 excavators seized. Zelensky to meet Trump on Monday after summit with Putin ends without deal. Use mine waste for construction to curb sand winning. And those are some of the stories on Channel 1 News Online.
Eno, citynewsroom.com, Pokwasi Salm Road, contractors must return to site or we strike. This is coming in from the Ghana Private Road Transport Union, popularly referred to as GPRTU. Also here, only 800 radiographers serving over 30 million Ghanaians. Ghana Health Service confirms 37 new Mpox cases, total now 409, like you earlier brought us. I am a satisfied dad, and guess who is speaking? The father of Adongo Atinga, winner of the 2025 edition of the Literacy Challenge. 5 dead in fatal accident at Isuboy on the Kumasi-Accra Highway. Also here, GB assessment, sponsorship of Literacy Challenge reflects our mission in education. Ibi Bright is in the news as she announces government's plan to install 3,000 LED street lights in Tema. Now, Ghana's defense mechanism systematically in decline. That's coming in from Imani Africa President Franklin Kujo. He made these comments or remarks on the Big Issue show yesterday with Selom Adonu. Traders renew calls for the completion of the Odona and Malam markets, and Gamashi celebrates Homowo in full splendor.
I've never been to Homowo.
Did you see videos of, you know, a very ecstatic, you know, what's the word? It was like a sea of youth, you know, running down the streets in Jamestown, chanting Ga songs. You know, and you know, if you go to Ga communities, they have their own kind of music.
I think they increase the BPM, the beats per minute.
Yeah.
Because you know, they like the
the Jamestown, you know, very traditional Ga community. Yeah. They don't listen to the kind of songs
we listen to.
Like there's a whole booming music scene, you know, and they have like their own stars. Like they know them. You know, oh mama bako, oh my baby, you know, that kind of, you know, music. And there are so many stars, like music stars, but it's just at that level.
Okay.
And when you go there, it's like they have their own version of their Sakode, they have their own version of their Shatawale, and they jump to the music in their own special way.
See.
You should have seen the video of them, a sea.
Is it on Twitter?
Yeah, I on social X. Media. I don't remember which plug. I think TikTok or something. You know, and they were just jamming to Ghana music.
I need
you know,
to see it.
Homowo is in
full
season.
swing. And, I think somewhere in my area they'd stop you and they were doing cleanup exercise and we'll be asking or give them something small. And I told them, I can't. Are you done?
The other stories here you already mentioned.
Okay.
So,
all right, so let me take you to graphiconline.com. some of the stories you'll find. TikTok threats case. Hairdresser granted 150,000 Ghana cedi bail over alleged death threats against Mahama. Name Sandema military barracks after squadron leader Peter Anala builds a traditional council. Mother burns son for losing pen. Stakeholders urged to invest in educational programs. Let's uphold peace during Homowo. Ablekuma North MCE says so. UG in Kabum initiative to empower youth launched. Sapon endeared himself to grassroots. That's according to the NDC. Ghana pays $1 million to keep students at University of Memphis. Are mangoes good for diabetes? An Indian studies challenge. Those are some of the stories you'll find on graphiconline.com.
The News Center online portal is reporting the story around the mpox already brought to you. 37 new cases, total now at 409. Also here, 3 Chinese nationals arrested for galamsey. They go on to do, editorial pieces on all 8 of the victims in that tragic helicopter crash. So it's also on the news center. Some other stories here. Tokonu filed 10,000 frivolous cases and lost all. Vomawo, Oliver, Baka, Vomawo, jobs reinstatement. And also here, government to shut down DSTV over regulatory breach by September 6th. If, and there are 3 dots, you can find more in that story. And there's a big argument in the showbiz space because Fameye, Ghanaian musician Fameye, stirred controversy when he said in an interview that Daddy Lumba is greater than Michael Jackson. And we were like, hey, you are all mourning, but be careful. How can you tell me the story?
But that's his opinion.
Yeah, but your opinion, you can have an opinion, and meanwhile, and your opinion can be, for want of a better word, trash, right? So we beg you. I mean, we all love Daddy Lumba, right? But let's be guided. Let's be guided.
I don't want to do this debate because I love them both equally, especially Michael. Michael!
Yeah.
All right.
So these are the big stories on thenewscenter.com.
Okay.
If you don't have, do you have any other?
Yeah, I have gna.org.gh. Most of the stories are from Friday's memorial service, interdenominational service of the 8 helicopter crash victims. A few other stories. Let's tackle social cultural norms, structural barriers to promote equality. Brutal anti-galamsey operations at Bonte, so DCE calls for calm. We saw that trending video on Friday of police and purported illegal miners in a shootout. Helicopter crash, President Mahama thanks world leaders for solidarity. Those are some of the stories you'll find on GNA.
On the international scene, we all know President Putin and President Donald Trump have met, and some very topical global issues came to the fore. Particularly, the ongoing Russia invasion of Ukraine was discussed amidst other very important international issues. Now, the BBC is reporting Trump's ceasefire pivot will cause dismay in Kiev and in Europe. Also here, Russia complicating end to war. Zelensky says as Trump pursues peace deal. Also here, malnourished Gazan woman flown to Italy dies in hospital. Wow, malnourished Gazan woman flown to Italy dies in hospital. Moving on to some other story. Trump posted a photo of me sitting by my tent. Then a bulldozer arrived. And it speaks, or this is a report with regards to, some homelessness crisis in the U.S. Serbia ruling party offices set on fire in protest. And finally here, flash floods kill more than 300 in Pakistan, and so the administered Kashmir has been speaking on this flash flood, and U.S. halts visitor visas used for medical trips from Gaza. And these are some of the big stories on the BBC.com.
Okay, a good time to delve into some of the stories. The first story you'll find on Channel 1 News Online when you open the portal, GPRTU threatens nationwide strike August 20 over Pokwase in Sawam Road. A bit of that story. The GPRTU has issued a strong warning to the government, vowing to withdraw all transport services nationwide if urgent repairs are not carried out on the Pokwase in Sawam Road by Wednesday, August 20, 2025. Speaking on the Channel 1 newsroom on Saturday, the National Deputy Public Relations Officer of the GPRTU, Samuel Amwa, said their decision follows what he described as failed promises by the roads minister regarding repair works on the severely damaged stretch. He stressed that transport operators are no longer interested in assurances without visible action. The GPRTU, together with the Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council and other transport groups, issued a joint statement on August 14 describing the condition of the Pokwase-Sawam Road as deplorable and dangerous. They said the poor state of the road has increased vehicle wear and tear, raised operational costs, and posed risks to drivers, commuters, and residents along the route. The stretch, a major artery linking Greater Accra to the eastern, Ashanti, and northern parts of Ghana, is also vital to national trade and movement. The transport unions are calling on all affected road users, including commuters and residents, to support the strike if government fails to act by the set deadline. Authorities are yet to publicly respond to the latest threats. I remember they had threatened. Okay, those were residents who had threatened to demonstrate, and there weren't a lot of them. But this one, they seem very ready to demonstrate because it's affecting their vehicles, it's affecting their movement. I don't know if you've been on that stretch recently.
It's a death trap.
Terrible. By the time you move from Pokwase and get to Sawam, your vehicle has to undergo reconstruction and change bolts and pads and things. It's crazy.
A vehicle that's
very low.
I use you probably you drown. You drown in the stagnant muddy water.
Yeah. Government did make promises to them that they'd fix a portion so that they can use that portion while they construct the road. For the life of me, I don't understand why road construction in Ghana has to take years. I mean, with modern technology and all the advancement in construction, road construction, there's no way that a major road construction timeline can be reduced.
When you went to the caravan, I interviewed the resident consultant on that specific stretch.
Yeah. I remember watching and I was like, oh, I wish I were in the studio with you.
Yeah. And when he came to the I was inundated with messages from all angles. Everybody was just sending messages into the show. And I'm like, whoa, all of you people who watch the show, and I never hear of you until I start discussing this road. For me, it spoke to the challenges around the inconveniences people face on the stretch. And you're right, with modern technology and with the kind of advancements we've seen in infrastructure, we should not be witnessing this
at all.
And I believe strongly that it also speaks to the lack of political will, on the part of government, particularly the previous administration, to fix this problem. We've had the Minister for Government now, for the road sector, Government Sagboja, go there. We've seen him go there together with his deputy, Alasan Suini, and make assurances, right? Considering the kind of inconvenience the road poses, I was thinking that up until this point, some active work would have started. But it's the same usual, so I really hope that government is really committed. Beyond the words, they are very minded, about the state of affairs.
On Friday, we spoke to them on Eyewitness, and Sanders said, have they informed the police? They said, for what? He said they are using the cars that they have used their own money to buy themselves. Sanders says, yes, but so that they have to inform the police so that their leaders are not arrested for causing a public nuisance.
I mean, if you're a police officer and you live
around there, this is your chance.
In your heart of hearts, you even support the protest,
Yes, because to get to the office from there is
but of course, it's important
crazy.
that
they inform the police.
Yes. Done.
He said that they are ready to be arrested.
Law-abiding.
They said they are ready to be arrested so that it can show that they are fighting for a good cause and they are serious about it. But Sanders asked them to do the right thing. He said you don't need the police's permission, but just inform them because it's in our law.
And that's what the Public Order Act says.
Yes.
So a lot of the time, people
it'll be interesting to see how it's going to. The demonstration is going to be like.
Police permission to go on a protest. No. It's a right you have. It's a civic, right.
Right.
So you don't need police permission. You just need to inform them.
Yeah.
So if they need to make some arrangements for traffic regulations and all that, they can do that. Eno, 3 Chinese nationals arrested for galamsey at Achim Abam. Story by Neil Ni Kanaku. Except read, the Kwai Bibrim Municipal Security Council has arrested 3 Chinese nationals for engaging in illegal mining activities. Citynushum.com is reporting. And it goes on to say 2 excavators which were being used by the illegal miners have been impounded by the anti-galamsey team by the Kwai Bibrim Municipal Chief Executive Emmanuel Kofi Nti and the Municipal Police Commander ASP Baliko Bernard. Addressing the media after the arrest, Nti indicated that the team is on the manhunt of some locals who managed to escape during the swoop. So these are the big stories, or these are a developing story with regards to the galamsey fight, which has come to the fore of national discussion again, following the really tragic death of some 8 gallant compatriots who died in line of duty. And we know, as a matter of fact, that they died when they were on their way to a galamsey-related event, right? So hopefully we see a renewed sense of commitment on the part of our national leaders in addressing this menace once and for all. A problem, many have said that, would lead to our death, all of us, our death eventually, if we don't fight. Because the very water we drink for survival it's been contaminated.
It's affected.
Our foodstuffs.
Yeah.
And we've seen babies being born with deformities. Some of them are being born with 3 legs. So it's terrible. If you see some of the graphics of the deformities in babies, so we urge government, let's not relent, in the fight against galamsey.
Like I say, they shouldn't let the death of the 8 be for nothing.
Absolutely.
Simply put. Tema set for 3,000 new LED streetlights to boost security.
You sound excited about the story.
I'm going to read a small bit and then segue into Greater Accra region, which is still dark, by the way.
Please do.
The mayor of Tema, Ibi Bright, has announced plans by the government to install 3,000 LED streetlights across the municipality as part of efforts to improve visibility, enhance security, and tackle theft of public infrastructure. And she made the announcement during a Deba, blah, 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 etc., etc. I'm happy for Tema, but what happens to Accra and the promise that we had from the Greater Accra Regional Minister? You were there. She gave you a date, a deadline. And we spoke to her on the show after the deadline had elapsed. And she told us that 90% of Accra streetlights had been fixed. You and I used the N1 on Thursday. Was it Thursday?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the route you used, or even the circle route, if that's the one you use. It's dark.
I use the N1 actually.
It's dark. Achimota is dark. So which of the routes is the 90% that she was talking about? Because there are no lights. Accra is dark. There's no visibility. The road markings are non-existent. So as you're driving, it's only God who carries you, or your recall of the routes that you're driving on.
Yeah. Somebody
now
said,
that the funeral is done, don't worry, we'll have time for the Greater
somebody
Accra
said
Regional Minister. She
driving
needs to
on
give us
Accra
answers.
roads is by memory.
Oh, yes.
You have to memorize each, especially at night. But, and I don't even want to hold brief for the minister, but you get a sense that if a government, within 8 years couldn't effectively deal with the street lights problem, right, in the capital especially, I was struggling to see how she was going to do it in 100 days. What we saw was that at some
we didn't force her to make that promise to us.
Exactly. Nobody, exactly the point I was going to make. Nobody held a gun to her head to say, come and say this to us. And if you look at the circumstances under which she said it, nobody even asked there, and I was at that event where she made that promise. In fact, I later posed the question to ask her about timelines, and she said that within 100 days and all of that. My point is that, see, she came out and did a few on some major roads, right? So, for example, the Independence Avenue, the road in front of the Jubilee House, going all the way to 37 and Legon, street lights were fixed there. I think she did it on the Gifford Road as well. She did it on, I think, the major Mahama bypass, which is still working. But it is not enough. There are other areas that are still very dark. So I asked her about Tema, and I think that was a former colleague who asked her about the Tema motorway and all of that. And she said that, it didn't fall under her purview and the motorway was under construction and all of that. My point is that, see, we need a lot more leadership, and we understand that the Energy Commission has a role to play. There's local assemblies have a role to play. The Energy Ministry have a role to play in terms of keeping the street lights on. But because the responsibility has been sort of distributed among these agencies, you are not seeing a clear show of leadership. So if the lights are off a certain part and you go to the local assembly, they'll say, Energy Commission is responsible for keeping the lights on at this point. You are only supposed to provide. After providing, Energy Commission needs to keep it on. So that lacuna in leadership has made it difficult to track the progress with regards to keeping the lights on. So going forward, beyond providing the street lights, and we know members of parliament, they added to their campaign promises, we are going to put street lights on the stretch and all of that. So there's that missing leadership gap in terms of who is precisely responsible for keeping the lights on. So I think we need some form of legislation clearly spelled out, clearly stated, pointing to who is ultimately responsible for ensuring that these lights are on, beyond just providing the street lights is the easiest part of the job. It's a procurement, in fact, they're even happy to do it because they'll get
some small things on the side.
I didn't say.
I said.
So beyond the procurement aspect, the bigger part of the job, or the more difficult aspect of the job, is keeping the lights on. And we need clearly stated out rules on whose responsibility it is. We don't want to hear, Energy Ministry is partly responsible, Energy Commission is partly responsible. In fact, they even add ECG. They say ECG is also partly responsible.
We pay 1% on our electricity bill for street lights. I just needed to mention that. Okay.
So
all
we need, they should tell us in law who is ultimately responsible so that we can hold that person to account. And I think it would make the accountability aspect of it easier for all of us. And I'm sure it will also help in seeing an improved lightning, on our streets.
You have any more stories, or should I bring the Mpox?
Please read the Mpox for us.
All right.
It's very serious.
So the Ghana Health Service has confirmed 37 new cases of Mpox, bringing the total number of infections nationwide to 409 as of August 14, 2025. Currently, 2 patients remain on admission, while the death toll stands at 1. Mpox is a viral disease and it spreads through close contact with infected individuals, animals, or contaminated materials. Symptoms include fever, rash, swollen lymph nodes, muscle aches, back pain, headaches, and fatigue. Health officials are urging the public to adhere to preventive measures such as frequent hand washing, avoiding close contact with individuals showing unexplained rashes, and promptly reporting suspected cases to the nearest health facility. The GHS has also intensified surveillance and public education across the country to curb further spread of the virus. I think we need a breakdown of where exactly the cases are being confirmed. I know they are spread across several regions in the country, but it seems we're not going down in numbers. It keeps increasing. So they need to do more public education, as they have said, and concentrate on I don't think you've seen it before. So 37 new confirmed cases, 409 total confirmed, 1 death, and 2 are on admission.
And we hope that government is committed to working, very tediously to ensure that we nip this in the bud.
Yeah.
Because we can't afford another health crisis on our hand, as if COVID didn't do us enough damage already, with regards to deaths and even how significantly affected our economy. So please, let's find a solution to this. I trust in the leadership of Mr. Kando and Professor Grace Dankwa. That's her name, right? The Isikado Ketan MP, Deputy Minister for Health.
Yeah.
I think so far Mr. Kando has shown a lot of leadership in the role, and I hope and I know that he's working to address this efficiently. The last story I want to bring you is an international story, and this is in relation to the Ukraine war. We know President Putin, president of Russia, met with Trump in Alaska, and conversations around the war, took place. We also know that the war is partly to blame for some of the economic, downturn we saw in the country, at least according to the previous administration, because we were told that it affected our economy in some way. The big headline reads, Trump's ceasefire pivot will cause dismay in Kiev and in Europe. Story by Paul Adams, who's the BBC diplomatic correspondent. Now, this story comes with a photograph of President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, and US President Donald Trump. So it reads, no deal in Alaska. It was always the most likely, and in the absence of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, perhaps the most desirable outcome. But US President Donald Trump's pivot away from the need for an immediate ceasefire, which he said beforehand he wanted, will have caused profound dismay in Kiev and around Europe. Russia's position has been that a ceasefire can only come in the context of a comprehensive settlement taking account of Russia's interest and inevitably implies Ukraine's capitulation. That's the position that Trump once again appears to have endorsed. It goes on to say not only that, but it's been widely reported that Russia's demands include the withdrawal of Ukrainian forces from areas of the eastern Donbass not currently held by Russia in exchange for a willingness to freeze the lines further south in Zaporizhia and Kherson. And it goes on to explain into detail some demands both countries, have made with regards to Russia's invasion of Ukraine and calls for peace, even as the world, reels from the after effects of this war. So if you're interested in this and more, you can go to the bbc.com and read for yourself. It's been a very difficult weekend, and on that note, we'll take a quick break. When we are back, there's a lot more right here on Sunday Breakfast. Don't go away.
like never before. Oh, my soul, worship his holy name. Bless the Lord, oh, my soul. Oh, my soul, worship his holy name. my soul bless the Lord. My soul bless the Lord. Oh, my soul bless the Lord. Oh, my soul bless the Lord. Lift your voice. My Say all things are possible.
All things are possible.
Say all things are possible. Be bold.
Be bold.
Be strong.
Be strong.
Hey, for the Lord thy God is with thee. Be bold.
Be bold.
Be strong.
Be strong.
Hey, for the Lord thy God. Do not be afraid. Say, do not
You look amazing. Have you discovered a new secret to stay healthy these days?
Actually, I have. It's called SOS Advance. It is a health supplement manufactured in the UK with 11 essential oils like frankincense, black seed, oregano, and neems, all powered by nanotechnology.
Wow, that's impressive. What does it do?
SOS Advance supports your immune system against invading pathogens, including viruses, bacteria, and toxins. It also provides antioxidant effects to help combat free radicals and reduce oxidative stress on your body.
Wow, I really need this. Like, I've been feeling off lately, but I can't pinpoint exactly what the problem is.
Oh, easy. I think you should get it. You can find it at every pharmacy nearby.
There's a pharmacy here. Let's go. Thank you. I bet his wound is pain.
Pregnant and lactating mothers should contact their physicians. This advert is FDA approved.
This August, get ready for an unforgettable night of worship and celebration as Perez Music presents Glorified, dubbed His Love and Kindness. Ministering live, Perez Music alongside the legendary Daughters of Glorious Jesus. Also ministering Joyful Way Incorporated, Minister Gabi Akwe and Edom Evangelist. Join us on Sunday, the 31st of August, 2025 at 4 p.m. sharp at the Victory Bible Church, Awoshi Dominion Sanctuary for an evening of powerful ministry and praise. It's absolutely free. But if you would like to support this ministry, you can do so by purchasing our special event merchandise or call 0557 116 607. That is 0557 116 607. Let's come together and raise a sound of gratitude for God's love and kindness. It's going to be nothing short of heaven on earth. This event is proudly sponsored by Eddie Spitzer and powered by Rima City of Worship.
Memakwaba Ediba Spine Therapeutic Center. Ahano yeshe echinkasei. Eye wechi dompe. I had a problem with my waist. I was virtually stiff down. Virtually I could not move. After going through some treatment with the Spine Therapeutic Center, I am fine. I feel much better, I'm stronger, and I can walk. Now I can even give some action and joy to my wife. Aha, your food supplement wo ho. Yes, some we are no na ye to asie kra e the amount. In fact, yempe ene yakofa spinal scan etimi detect spinal misalignment bia e wo wachi. Ye wo physiotherapy wo ho. Ye wo stretch therapy. Ye wo gym. Ye wo massage.
And when you get there, there are so many things that you can buy, including the book that Dr. Labi have written, Your Spine, the way it works, and it will give you the biggest picture of your life.
Spine Therapeutic Center. Your spine is our concern.
You're welcome back to Sunday Breakfast right here on Channel 1 TV with me, Eno Safo and Jude Duncan. As you know, right from our music, we move straight into our health segment. And today we're talking about how to handle grief. You know, we've been through a lot as a country. After the helicopter crash, 8 victims passed away. They were laid to rest on, or the final 6 were laid to rest on Friday. And how do we handle grief as a family, as a country, especially the close-knit family and close friends of such people? We all handle grief in very different ways. If you have any questions about the conversation we're about to have, any suggestions about the conversation we're about to have on grief, do well to send it to the WhatsApp number 0204 447 033. 0204 447 033. Alternatively, you can use our social media platforms, hashtag Sunday Breakfast on Channel 1 TV, on our social media platforms, and we will do well to read them out so that the doctor can read them out here for you. You're welcome back. We've been joined by Dr. Kalsum Zakaria Adam. She's a public health practitioner as well as a specialist maxillofacial surgeon, and we're talking handling grief and all the, nitty-gritties about that. Do well to send your messages, your questions to the WhatsApp number 0204 447 033. 0204 447 033, or you can use WhatsApp, social media, and we'll definitely read them out here for her to answer your questions for you. Doc, you're welcome.
Thank you, Eno.
How are you doing?
Very well, and you?
I'm well.
Great.
We're talking handling grief. As a nation, we've been through a lot these past few weeks. How do we collectively, or first of all, what is grief?
And very briefly, as if what we witnessed on August 6th wasn't enough. Yesterday, 5 people dead, a lot more injured on the Kumasi-Accra highway. Weeks before August 6th as well, we saw the death of 16, youth, who were on their way to church, and I don't even want to talk about the number of people who've died with regards to road accidents. In the half-year report from the National Road Safety Authority, we've witnessed 7,000 crashes, and we've seen 1,500 deaths.
The
Where the
stats aren't
average,
looking good.
when the average, prior was 1,200 deaths in the last 5 or 6 years. So it's been a very difficult start to the year, and it's statistics, but these are people's family members. These are, dependents. These are brothers. These are wives. These are, so I don't know.
Yeah, even on Friday, I think there was an accident involving a tanker, and a child died.
Yeah.
So.
And yesterday, 5 people dead. Some of them are in critical conditions, and it doesn't even look like they're getting any better. So I don't know, it's been very
difficult time.
Yeah. So I think we can go into our conversation. What's grief?
Okay. So grief is not an illness. it's part of normal process of a response to a natural loss. So the losses could be death, as we have mentioned. It could be that it's debilitating condition which is getting to the end stage of that disease. Okay, it could be anything that really would bring some strong emotional discomfort to the individual that is involved. So it is a response to particular loss or a natural loss that an individual is facing. And there are different stages of grief. And how do we say grief comes about? So talking from a hospital point of view, you notice that we tend to break bad news to people most of the time, even though this particular accident that happened, the crash, it came out there in the news, and it wasn't the appropriate way. But in such disasters or in such catastrophes, you would have little to do with how you break the news. But if you look at it from the hospital point of view, how do you break bad news to people? It's very important because it's a very sensitive situation at that moment. And you need to get the setting right. Very, very important. You need to get the setting right. So if somebody has lost a loved one and you are the person to break that news, you need to make sure that, first of all, the setting is right. And for the setting to be right, you need to make sure that you get a quiet place, a place that is isolated, you don't have a lot of interruptions within that setting. And then also you need to make sure that whoever you are breaking the news to, you make sure that they come in with other dependents. So if it's, say, a female, you need to make sure that you have a male being present before you set the setting right to do the breaking of the news. Very important. So you need to have somebody who would be able to support whoever is receiving the news or at the receiving end of the news. And then you make sure that you have the best setting where you don't have a lot of interruptions coming in. Then you go ahead. Before you go ahead, you will have to inquire from the relative or whoever is receiving the news what they know about what is happening so far. It's just to help you know how to gradually break that news to the individual. So you have to inquire and have a lengthy conversation about, so what do you know about what is happening so far? What have you gone, if it's a patient who has been on the ward for a very long time, they would have gone through the journey with the patient. They would have known that, okay, this patient, we have been on admission for, say, about 2 weeks now, and we've been running around doing all the necessary investigations that need to be done, and then making sure that whatever that is requested for is available. So you need to let them be part of the process, not only come in and then spill it out, no. So you need to let them, hear from them and know that, okay, what do they know about the situation so far? Once they tell you what they know about the situation so far, then you need to gradually tell them about the state of affairs at that point. And you don't have to be very blunt about it. You need to be very euphemistic in the way you present the information to the family. So you have to use very clear language. You have to be empathic with them. And then you would have to let them know that, yes, it is part of, there are two outcomes to whatever. Once you have a particular disease condition, either you are able to overcome whatever condition that it is, or you may end up succumbing to the situation, and you need to be very clear about it. And make sure that as you are delivering this information to the relative, you give them the time. After that, there should be some silence. Give them the time and be empathic with them for them to grieve, because that is when the whole grieving will start. Once the information has gotten to the recipient, that is when the whole grieving process would start.
We hear stories around how a lot of the time doctors, because of the work they do and what they see in some of the wards, become very numb to what the ordinary person feels when they, and my mind takes me back to I remember when I had to do a news report in the newsroom around striking mortuary workers.
Yeah.
And I went to the police hospital morgue, and I wanted to go and verify if indeed mortuary workers had gone on strike.
Yeah.
And I remember a mortuary attendant opening up one of the morgues and said I should come inside and see for myself whether they had gone on strike or they are working. And
Yeah.
I saw some family members in there who were,
Wailing.
like it looked like their world had come to an end.
Yeah.
And mortuary workers or health officials were there, and they could be barely boarded.
Yeah.
And me
That's true.
being in there as a journalist who was frightened to the core. My question really is that you people see, and when I say you people, I mean health practitioners, you see a lot of this to a point where you become numb. So how do you deal with some of these issues on a case-by-case basis?
That's true. So that's true. I'll give a personal example. I remember when I was a house officer, my first day at work, I think I lost a patient. And
first day at work?
Yes.
First day at work?
First day at work.
Oh, like me, I'll leave the profession.
I lost a patient and I cried the whole day. I was so devastated.
First day at work?
First day at work. But subsequently, you notice that you develop a tough skin to it. But not that you develop a tough skin to the extent that you are not human or to the extent that you are not empathic. No, that wouldn't happen, because no matter what, you are also human. And even if you have developed that tough skin, to be able to handle your own emotions as a healthcare provider, because you need to be strong to be able to give your shoulder for someone else to lean on. So you need to be able to be strong so that others can lean on that strength that you have. Yes, it's important. You would develop that strategy to be able to be strong so that you can deliver such messages to patients and their relatives without breaking down yourself. And also psychologically with my first experience. Subsequently, I had to talk to a few people, psychologists, and I was able to develop that strategy to be able to dissociate my emotions from my professional work. Yes, so you would have that balance at some point in time. After saying all of these things, you notice that there are certain patients that sometimes, because you have been through the whole process, it becomes very difficult, because the patients may have become like family to you. And in that regard, it becomes very difficult for you to be the one to deliver such message. So in such cases, you, the healthcare professional, you would need to assess yourself and quickly delegate to someone else who would be strong enough to be able to deliver such messages. So yes, it's true. At some point in your life, you would have gone through or seen a lot of it, such that others who may be looking out, they may think that you're not empathic. But in all ways, you need to be able to be empathic, especially when it comes to delivering such messages to the recipients who are involved in this. So yes, it happens. There are times that I'm sure for somebody who has not been in the medical field for a very long time, it was such a traumatic situation for you to must have been told that go see for yourself if you are working or not.
I thought I was going to report on the compound and and just the guy like, no, you enter the morgue.
In the story now.
Enter the morgue and see what's happening in there.
Yes, it would be very traumatic.
Are there any similarities or what are the differences, if any, between grief and depression?
Okay, so there are stages of depression in itself. It's a condition. Okay. But we have the stages of grief.
Okay.
And the last stage of grief is depression. Even though that is not like you being medically diagnosed as being depressed, you get it. But then there are stages, different stages of grief, where the first stage will be denial. You may tell the person that, okay, this has happened. So you notice that the person will just be sitting without talking, and then all of a sudden the person may get up and say that, okay, I'm going to see the person. You know, they are still in denial. They haven't accepted or they haven't come to terms with the fact that, yes, the person is no more. So that is denial. And then at some point, the next stage of grief will be anger, where the person will now start having anger towards his or herself and starts blaming themselves.
Where they feel that they could have done something,
they would have done
to
something
prevent.
better to prevent whatever that may have happened. And then bargaining is another stage. So bargaining, that is when they start to come to terms with it. But coming to terms with it, they are now trying to, okay, so what can be done at this stage? Okay, I understand, but what can I do at this stage to make things better? What can I do at this stage to be able to move on?
So they try to rationalize
exactly
the situation.
Yes, being rational about the whole situation. And then they come to depression. Depression where they want to isolate themselves, they want to not be close to people, they feel that they want to shut the world and then be alone in isolation. And that is where, when you are not careful, they may end up going into some mental health conditions and even anxiety and all of that. And the last stage being the acceptance, where they tend to accept whatever that it is at that stage. So grieving is a whole process, and it's important that you allow yourself to grieve. You have to allow yourself to grieve. Otherwise, it may end up dissociating and then building up, or you may end up building up that anger within yourself. And if you suppress it for a very long time, the moment it's now decides to come out, it becomes very problematic.
And everyone
then
grieves differently.
Exactly. Everybody grieves differently. Even when it comes to the timing, some may grieve just for about a month. Others may grieve beyond a month. Others may grieve just for weeks, and they are fine. So it depends on the individual, but you need to allow yourself to grieve. It's part of the healing process. So it's very, very important that you allow yourself to grieve. So there are certain signs and symptoms that you can actually be able to tell that this person is grieving. So you notice that the person will be, we've mentioned some of them already, the person will be extremely sad. The person doesn't want to be in the company of others. The person may want to be isolated. The person's sleep pattern will change. They used to sleep for about 7 hours, 8 hours. Now they are sleeping just for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then most of the time they are caught in thoughts, you know. The person's even eating habits may change.
Yeah.
They used to eat properly, but now they are not eating. It's either they are binge eating or they are eating a lot of sugary food. They are avoiding all the balanced diet that they used to eat. And then they are now indulging in other forms of eating. Okay, and then the other thing too could be that some negative coping mechanisms, like the use of excessive alcohol, may pee away, which you don't have to indulge in. Others may end up smoking excessively. Others may end up using other recreational drugs.
They indulge in, pleasures that
exactly
reinforces
just to take away their minds from the reality.
Interesting.
Yes.
I want you to tackle this for us, and I get a sense that we might not be able to use one show to address this very important conversation.
Yeah.
But would you say it's only death? It's only death where we see people grieve, or there are instances where persons in palliative care or even those with terminal illness, have to go through this process of grief you've just mentioned to us.
Yes, very, very typical. It doesn't have to be just death. Sometimes it has to do with what's end-stage diseases. Patients who come in with end-stage cancers, and then they are told that they come in with anticipation that, okay, something can be done about it. Or I can go through surgery, I can go through treatment for me to be disease-free. But then after all the investigations that they go through, you notice that you stage this cancer, and this cancer is way advanced. This cancer has spread to other parts of the body. And the only thing that may be helpful for that patient at that moment is to manage the symptoms. So we call it palliative, where you manage the symptoms and not really treat for cure, but you are just managing the symptoms until the patient leaves this world. So these are some of the stages, end-stage cancers, where
And
you
see, when you break such news,
Yes.
you see them go through
Exactly.
the process of grief.
Yes,
So it's
they do go
important
through-
that
yes,
all of
and
the things you
even-
said.
Yes, and even in such cases, so it's very important when you are doing this, you do a multidisciplinary team approach where you have the palliative care team being present, because at that stage, some of them may just want to give up on life. They may just stop even having to eat, just to, and then these, if you don't contain them and then psych them up, that no matter what it is, you need to at least prepare yourself well for the end time. If you don't prepare them properly, they may end up indulging in certain activities that may even shorten their lives.
And this is
they are
true
done.
for the patients as
Yes.
it is for
The
their
relatives
close family
and
members.
caregivers, exactly.
Well, like
And
I said, time is not
caregivers.
really on our side,
Yeah.
and we'll probably have to continue this.
Yeah.
I'm sure Eno has a couple more questions, but after Eno's questions, maybe I'll put you on the spot so you tell us some of the final words your patient said to you before they passed.
I just want to know how important it is for family or close support to be with you during that process, knowing very well that Ghanaians, we don't believe in psychologists or that kind of care.
So it's very important. Support system is number one when it comes to grieving. You need all the support from relatives, close relatives, to friends, to everybody. We all need to know the stages of grieving and make sure that we offer that support to whoever needs it. Because at some point in our lives, all of us would go through that grieving, whether we like it or not. Because somebody may end up dying, or even ourselves. So it is important that we know it and then we offer that support to the relative who needs it at that point. And also, we need to come to terms with the fact that we have psychologists who are better trained to be able to help us go through grieving, who are better trained to help us psych ourselves up to be able to move on with life wherever we find ourselves. And we need to normalize that, because the psychologists are available and their services are very, very important when it comes to grieving. So we need to normalize that and be able to, because there are times that where some certain people may not be able to go through the whole grieving process well. They may end up indulging in other activities that I mentioned that is not healthy for themselves and even others who are around them. You need to bring in the psychologist so that they don't end up in depression, they don't end up in anxiety, high levels of anxiety, and then all other mental health problems that may come with it. So it's important that we see the importance of these professionals and then bring them on board as soon as possible.
So I'm listening to you speak right now, and like I feel like goosebumps all over me. You know, on Wednesday or Tuesday, Wednesday, I recall going to the flower lane and candle lighting. You know, designation point the presidency set up in memory of the helicopter crash victims, and I saw the wife of one of the crew members come there, lay flowers, and it's been a very haunting scene for me. And I can only imagine, you know, what the family is going through, you know, even at this point, right? And, you know, even after a very dignified send-off or farewell burial for them, you know, you can only imagine their pain, the pain they are going through, and we wish them God's strength and peace, you know, in this really difficult moment. But thank you so much, Doc. I don't know if you want to share with us some final words, you know, a dying patient said to you.
Well, some would say to you, as I said, in my beginning stages, some would say to you, "Oh, Doc, I'm going. What can you do to help me?" Yes. Some may hold your hand and say that to you, and you know they are going, you can't do much to help. And in such situations, you know, if you are not strong, you would even end up crying with the patient.
I would cry with them.
Yes.
What can you do to save?
Yeah, what can you do? Yes, those were some of the words that some of my patients, yes, at their last stages. Very, very emotional. Yeah. Very emotional.
Doc, thank you so much.
Charlie.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you too
for
me.
that on grief. From our correspondent Akwasi Anim, we're going to the Abosso community where illegal mining seems to be thriving, and let's watch this.
For years, Abosso in the western region has been a hub for both large and small-scale mining, attracting young people from across the country. But at a press conference, the chief warned that ongoing galamsey activities at the defunct Gangway community mining site are fueling drug abuse and prostitution among the youth and called on government to shut the site down.
Community mining, you know, the Abanbay, Minister training Nalim, you community mining, the Arabio. So, I'm not the assassin or an anonymous idea. Yeah, yesterday, if you don't buy a Jumo assassin, do. Sanda Abanan Pegalam say, Nine Abasso Sogalam say, do. Into Galam say, no, you put away now, we know for assassin and anonymous, especially about your Gangway. That down and anon, yet to suffer Ubinuma, what they knew with Jumanua, you know, good Yakasa Yente and Samba Pibiala. Said I'm not there. No, Gangway, no, there you won't feel. Onam in Drubone Sama, what did you also in 20? Bibi today, we, Tramo, red, them Yamani now could do. And an anomaly, young pedal, the men's a man could do you come her. Inti Gangway de Aban Abade, on Pegalam say na, the men's a man so young pedal say young man day. Yes, I am Fishon, yes, so on do Gangway. Inti yes, ministers, interior minister, land minister, we na one boy. Na fitin na lukwe. Menem na no one time na chini ampam ye ntu dem nkofo na asemfiwo. Aba ko wosisi a na ebinu ma rasta. Wa ma ye krom wa rasta ase ekro no. Nti se ye tuwe na asifu a, ye di ye ma no beto. Na eduma na se aban hihye pod ba no. Ye na ya hwe na ye dido. Na ye da ye eduma ma. Ye ma no so wa fa na tampefra.
Dismissing claims that his statements are politically motivated or driven by personal gain, Nana Kwesi Appiah stressed that his concerns are solely about the welfare of the youth.
Before Galamsey, Abosso was quite disciplined. Discipline in Abosso. We respect ourselves. Right now, because of this, if you are elder, you are not. You are nothing. If you are elder, you are nothing. They can tell you anything. No, it's too much for us. It is hard for us. It is difficult for us. Our youth are destroying because of these drugs, because of these Ashawo peoples. Some places you can't pass there.
Other elders and residents echo the chief's concerns.
When you're having your money, when you go outside, you will come, your door will be open. When you are building your iron rods, they sometimes cut it off, go and sell it. When you build your house, you wire it, they come and remove the wires out of the house, go and sell it locals to buy the drugs. And we are not safe here. We are not safe here, especially when it's 7 o'clock going. There are some corners that you can't pass, especially when you are using iPhone or Techno big phones. I mean, you are not safe. We are not safe here.
What is happening in this town at first was like that. Now these guarantee activities, especially Gangway, people from Nigeria, these are foreigners in Nigeria, they are in the town here, smoking cocaine, drugs, red. They are sleeping at that place, even at their own bath. When you leave your things there, they will come and steal the things away. When at times these prostitute people are here, very plenty. At times when you're passing, they'll just want to rape you, them themselves. When you're having money, they won't take your money. If you don't give them, they will use cutlass to be choking you. This is what you want this Galamsey to live in this town. Because at first, there's Galamsey that these are old Abosu mines. At first, there's a mines here.
Residents of Aboso say they expect a swift action by government to clamp down on the activities of illegal mining here in Aboso and curb the rising tide of prostitution and drug abuse. For Channel 1 TV News, Akwesi Ejenim, Aboso in the Western Region.
All right, we have our correspondent Akwesi Ejenim online, on Zoom with us. Akwesi, thanks for joining us on Sunday Breakfast. You're becoming a regular.
Good morning.
I hope you're well.
I'm doing great.
All right, tell us about the Aboso community. I assume they're predominantly farmers. Are they selling their land to these illegal miners, or are the illegal miners taking the lands by force?
Well, Aboso community actually is located within the Pristiahoni Valley municipality of the Western Region, and it's always been a mining town. It's used to host major mining companies like Goldfields. Currently, it is hosting some mining activities of Golden Star Wasa mines, and because it used to host mining companies who are no more operational in the area, they left behind several shafts mines, and shafts is the underground model of mining. And so this particular mining taking place in Aboso, where the chiefs are not happy, happens to be Galamsey activities taking place in old mine shafts. And they are basically not the type of Galamsey that is so much disturbing, the open pit kind of Galamsey, where you see water being allowed to go into river bodies. But this one, they operate underground, and that used to be the style of mining Galamsey that we saw growing up, and they are still keeping with that because they have these abandoned pits over there. The danger with that one is that because it is not being handled by competent hands, or should I say the original mining companies who were operating with all the safety standards. There are instances where some of these pits caves in, and we record deaths. But I must say, according to the chief, they handed over these sites to the previous government when it started the small-scale mining, the community mines. And since the onset of this new government, the chief is saying that these sites have been abandoned, have been stopped from operating. But these illegal mining operators are still on site, and they want them out of the place. According to him, the place is now being infested with foreigners who come with all sort of attitude. Some prostituting, some going into petty theft and all that. And that is a disturbing phenomenon. And talking to some of the people, the youth that we saw over there who decided not to speak on camera, they are saying that the chief is only being political because they don't understand why they gave the land to the previous government, and this time around they don't want the operation to take place because the model of operation hasn't changed. And so they don't see why the chief is asking that they leave the area. And that is the concern actually coming from Aboso in the Pristiahoni Valley municipality of the Western Region.
You said these pits were left by certain mining companies, but there's the Minerals and Mining Act 2006, Act 703, and the regulation LI 2182, which says that it requires mining companies to reclaim the land by backfilling the pits and restoring vegetation. And a failure to comply can result in penalties and legal action. If they've left these pits there, can this law be used on them to reclaim the land or do as is required by the law? Why did they just leave the pits like that?
Well, you're very right. There should be an element of decommissioning of those sites. But my checks with the Minerals Commission indicates that these sites have actually been handed over to some other mines, except that they are not mining in that area, and so they will not be due for decommissioning. And don't also forget that according to the chief's narration, the previous government took some of these areas for community mines. But my checks again with the Minerals Commission shows that they were not really part of the registered or commissioned community mines. And so in their books, they don't recognize those sites as community mines. Again, they don't even know the ownership of those people operating over there, not just now, but previously the people who were operating over there. And he is saying that the government at the moment is trying to investigate the activities within those left behind shafts, pits, to see if they could be accommodated under the newly launched cooperative mining. And so that is what actually is happening now. But between now and that, there's this tussle between the people currently operating there and the chiefs over there. What I've picked up is that there's likely to be a counter press conference coming next week by the people operating there, and we'll be waiting to also hear their actual story.
Hold your gun, Akwesi. We'll come back to you shortly. We've also been told that the Member of Parliament for Prestia, in the Western region, Honorable Kujo, has joined us for brief thoughts around this developing story of concern to many. Good morning, Honorable, and welcome to Sunday Breakfast.
Good morning, big brother.
Great. We understand that you've been very concerned about this developing issue with regards to galamsey happening now within communities, in and around the Western region. But also, we've been told that the Western region in general can be described as the galamsey capital of the country. Has these concerns come to your notice? And what are you doing about it as a Member of Parliament?
Thank you, big brother, and let me extend my greeting to all your cherished viewers and listeners. I'm sure the issue of galamsey or small-scale mining dates back into our colonial era. If my mind serves me right, before the Europeans and the others maybe entered this country, history says that people were mining gold, alluvial gold, in river bodies, in streams, on the seashore. They used various methods, maybe actually to discourage the people. One of the methods was that there was some training for them. Companies were also established. I have about 15 companies that were established in the 18th something within the Western region, and they recruited more than 6,000 people, of which most of them were the Ghanaians or Gold Coasters who were actually at that time engaged in this illegal mining. For the past decades, various governments have used different methods to fight this canker. But I think around this time, you have to sit down and adopt appropriate measures to end this so-called illegal mining. I'm sure His Excellency last year in our manifesto, he made mention of responsible cooperative mining, for which was launched last 2 weeks in Obuasi. And if you look at the procedure and the measures being put in place by the government through the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, I'm sure as a country, if we focus on that, you will get to a very long place to maybe curb or reduce the incidence of the illegal mining drastically. As a student at that time, I realized that it was during the President J.J. Rawlings era that's where a legislation was put in place actually to legalize mining in Ghana, small-scale mining, legalized small-scale mining, of which many organizations were put together, youth were put together, registered, given some land concession to work. Until then, it was even illegal to hold gold in Ghana as a private individual. Yes, after that, I realized that those groups were given ID cards, and then they were in groups. You go and work, you have a leader, you have a group leader, and people were registered to buy gold at that time for PMMC. Then we move on to an era where most companies, most foreign companies took over all those lands within the Western region. And as such, all the small-scale miners, whether registered or not registered, were pushed off because they never had any land also to operate on. That continued, and then it became Galamsey because people were mining anywhere. And those who had licenses also had no lands to mine. It continued until getting to the end of 2008, when a group of people were sent to China to learn responsible small-scale mining. By then, they came in, they could not even actually use the skills when that period or regime lost power. Around 2012, 2013, the government then also declared that no foreigner should be engaged in small-scale mining because our laws said that only indigenous can do small-scale mining. And as such, a task force was put in place to stop and seize all foreigners who were mining in this country. That continued until 2016. In 2017, also another task force was put up, the Interministerial Task Force to fight against illegal mining. We are aware that the president then also declared that whether you have registered or you have not registered, legal or illegal, you should put down your tools. And it then happened. Then when they put down their tools, they converted all those lands into community mining, thinking that maybe the community mining will be in place to control the activities of the miners, since they were going to be grouped and work under the community supervision. With that, what I have from my area was that rather party appalanques and party leadership were given the individual licenses to do the community mining. And the method they were using is not different from the illegal miners. They were going through the same method as community miners. And that is where you could realize that a lot of the forest reserve in our area has been devastated.
Honorable Robert Kujo.
Yeah.
Yes, if you can hear me, I get your point, and it's very well noted, and I think similar sentiments have been shared by our correspondent. But you're also being told that the Prestia Huni Valley area, where you are a member of parliament for, is one of the most affected or impacted areas in the Galamsey menace. So a report on citynewsroom.com, revealed that about 8.45% of land within Prestia has been affected by Galamsey, and this makes the area one of the most affected areas. And this is because of the lack of a livelihood program, an alternative livelihood program for the youth involved in the area. Now, as member of parliament, what are your plans to get the youth out of the mining pits and rather to find them some more efficient survival or livelihood survival means?
Thank you, my brother. That is why, if you are closer to the Lands and Natural Resource Minister, since his elevation to that position, I have been constantly talking, engaging him, having meetings. That is why even at Obuasi I was present to listen to the procedure and those other things. what I've realized that in my area, we have a lot of abandoned pits. The Gold Coast mining companies that collapsed before even independence. My advice as in to the minister is that we have to get technical men training of our boys, and then let's convert all those pits into cooperative mining with engineers, mining engineers, everything around, so that those who are still interested to continue in the small-scale mining, they will do responsible mining. There are a lot of people who are also prepared to learn trade. A lot of people who are also prepared to go back to school. Some of them, you go and meet them, I'm doing this thing maybe to get enough funds and go back to school. Those people, to let's expand our scholarships and other things to make sure that they all go to school. And after school, let's make sure that we also settle them with some funds through this apprenticeship training that we are bringing on board. Actually, for the past 4 years when I became Member of Parliament, every year I spent most of my funds on procuring hair dryers, sewing machines, paying for people's apprenticeship fee and other things. All these plans are to make sure that we reduce the number of people who want to go into
mining, illegal mining.
Into the illegal mining.
As Member of Parliament, are you also interested in contributing to conversations around the repealing of the LI 2462, which many have said that it poses disastrous risks, with regards to mining in forest reserves? Are you interested in supporting calls for your government to repeal this LI?
My brother, I'm 100% in agreement with regard to the repealing of that LI. I'm sure last year or so, Captain Smart granted interview. I granted interview to Captain Smart. And when I made mention of this destruction of forests, river bodies, and etc., the issue was twisted that rather I want to collapse the illegal mining and so many things. So at the Parliament, I've been passionate about this issue of mining in the forest, because we have so many pits around that when we have technical people and properly registered, you can move a lot of the boys who are still interested in the small-scale mining to that. So why should we destroy our forest? I have made a lot of complaints about that in those days, where people, machos with their cars and other things, will enter our forest, and when other citizens or ordinary citizens enter there, they shoot them, they beat them, a whole lot of things. In fact, we've been in this fight for a very long time, but I think this is the time we are going to get compliments from the government to continue to fight, because we can't destroy our forest. Some of the places, when the video search forest to you, you'll be very, very sad. I know Galamsey or small-scale mining started very long time soon, but it was not in the forest reserve, and they were not using even this sophisticated equipment as we see today. So I am in full support so that we repeal that law and then we preserve our forest. I'm sure it's for a purpose that the white man carved those areas as forest reserve.
Mr. Kujo, I think I want to find out from you, so specifically the Aboso community, where the leaders, the chief, has raised complaints about the youth in the area taking over these abandoned pits. I'm sure it has come to your attention. Will you be directing resources there? Will you be sitting down with the chief to address these issues that he has raised?
Yes, I was surprised to have maybe witnessed that press conference held by the chief or the Udikru of Aboso, because I know that every regime, the youth in those areas work in that particular pit. But recently, the chief called the whole community, the youth, that there are some Chinese around. He wants to maybe hand over that place to the Chinese. But the youth said that no, that has never been the tradition. It's always the local people who work in that pit from generation to generation. So why do you want to give it to a Chinese? This happened twice, and the guys came to me. That Chinese, they are two. They came to me, and then I asked them to show me their map and their document. What they showed to me, I pointed out to the chief that it's fake. It's fake because you see that abandoned pit, and by what do you call it, gentleman agreement, the youth were able to work there, and then later on during the MPP regime, they claim they have registered the place as community mining, and that is an old pit, and I'm sure they abandoned the place because where they've gotten to, the grade is very low. So whilst we are having communication with the minister to cede off some of the even large-scale mining land for cooperative mining, why are you now coming to seize those old pits to a white man or a foreigner? But I perused their document and saw that it was not correct. This is somebody just maybe let him allege, say he has taken money from the man and printed something for him to come and take it. So quickly the chief now organizing press conference saying that they should remove the people from there. I'm surprised because you have made several attempts to give the place to foreigners. So why now attacking the youth that they should leave the place because of that small scale mining? That is why a lot of vices within the community, which is not true. I don't agree with the chief. He has anything wrong. Maybe he wants a share from what they are doing. He can sit down with the leadership of the place and then they sort out and see how best they can even get something to develop the community.
Mr. Robert Kujo, thank you so much for your time this morning and taking the patience or having the patience to explain to us some of these issues. So we'll be looking out for you, on the floor of Parliament, where you said that you are concerned about government repealing this LI. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
I thank you also for getting the time to listen to the very causes of maybe this particular press conference by the chief.
All right. Akwesi, you're still on the line. We've heard a member of parliament for the area speak. Like I said, many researchers and journalists who've covered this Galamsey issue closely have described the western region where you are based as the capital of Galamsey in the country. It makes for unpleasant reading some of the things we've seen in the news. Beyond the issue, how is it affecting the quality of life, with regards to the quality of the water bodies in there? Very briefly on this before you take leave of us.
Well, I must say, for every activity which involves human beings, it comes with all sort of cultural impact and all that. So it is very much true that because of Galamsey activities, most of the communities that are hosting these illegal small-scale mining or artisanal small-scale mining has attracted all sort of people who come in to actually impact on the existing culture, the way of life of the people, introducing all sort of habits into the community. It's not just to do with the small-scale mining. Even when oil and gas began over here in the offshore of the western coast, several people troop here, foreigners troop here, and they all came with all sort of, lifestyles that people had to find a way to deal with it. Again, for me, when it comes to the small-scale mining, the obvious thing that comes up is, the issue of, the environmental devastation. Lucky for us, for this very one that we are talking about, it is the old style of small-scale mining, which illegal mining, that doesn't really destroy the environment, as it is not an open pit mining that ends up, destroying our water body. But it's also very dangerous to the lives of the people who are actually inside there, operating there, because intermittently sometimes we record a collapse of these pits and then people lose their lives. So generally, Western region, as you know, it's really impacted on the economy of the area. Yes, if you go to some of these mining communities, you see springing up of houses, small houses built by these people doing this galamsey. So most of the small towns are now seeing some kind of expansion because the youths are making money and they are building. But the question is, what is the costs and benefit analysis? Is the environmental devastation enough for I mean, the building and the rest for us when it comes to the environmental devastation? So I think we are looking at the negatives. And you can say that in the Western region, it is really very obvious that
I can imagine
the negatives is really.
Akwesi, thank you so much for your time this morning, and well done on a top job in reporting this really difficult menace. We are grateful for your time this morning on Sunday Breakfast. We'll be coming back to you in subsequent shows on the progress made as directed by the Member of Parliament for the area. Thank you, Akwesi. So viewers, that's all time will allow us for our community development segments from our correspondents, where we get to bring you happenings in communities in and around in the country. We'll take a quick break. When we are back, there's a lot more right here on Sunday Breakfast, including our nutrition segment and of course sports. You don't want to miss it. Don't go away.
March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month.
Are you aged 45 years and over and or noticed blood in your stool and have a family history of cancer? Then don't hesitate to have a colonoscopy. Early detection of cancer and effective treatment saves lives. Visit us or call us on 0244 581 541 or 0271 054 204. Mintuba Hospital, in to serve a peculiar health need.
In Ghana, West Africa, the mornings are somewhat, if not for the perfect companion. What a good day to start. Another day. It always smiles knowing we are together. Ooh, what a feeling. Work is always effective with NASCO home appliances. No wahala, if the sun is up, we there for your appetite. Never a dull moment to go for something chill. And me jepa, I want NASCO fear. NASCO, bring home happiness.
Looking for a one-stop shopping destination for all things made in Ghana? Eager to experience a remarkable fair that showcases the richness, creativity, and innovation behind Ghanaian products and services? Then get ready for the This is Ghana Exhibition 2025. The This is Ghana Exhibition highlights the brilliance of Ghanaian entrepreneurs, artisans, and businesses who continue to shape the narrative of homegrown excellence. This is Ghana's biggest trade fair and exhibition, bringing together SMEs, startups, research and manufacturing sectors, indigenous corporate bodies, and local creatives in one exciting space. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2025. Come explore, engage, and be inspired by the businesses and brands that are redefining Made in Ghana across every sector. The dates: Saturday the 6th and Sunday the 7th of September 2025. Time is 10 a.m. through till 5 p.m. each day. The venue is the A4 Sutherland Children's Park. For enquiries or participation details, call us on 0205 973 973. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM and is proudly sponsored by MTN, EcoBank, and Side Hassle from EK Brand Consult. In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensa.
from social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters. Lifeline is here to inspire, uplift, and guide you on your journey.
Where we give you support, where we hold your hand through the valley and through the thick and thins of life.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensah.
I welcome you especially to Lifeline.
Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. Let's walk this path together, strengthen our faith, our families, and our lives. Lifeline, because every soul deserves a guiding light. Tune in to Lifeline on Channel 1 TV and let's grow together.
Welcome back. This is Sunday Breakfast right here on Channel 1 TV. My name is Jude Duncan. Just gone by, we had conversations with a member of parliament for Prestea Huni Valley in the Western region. Our correspondent Akwesi was also on the line by Zoom, where we spoke about some distressing scenes with regards to the menace of illegal mining. Prior to that, we also had our doctor join us in studio for a conversation on how to deal with grief. Now, building on the health conversation around dealing with grief, we move on to another aspect of the conversation. Now, we are going to be talking about grief, dealing with the process, and also ensuring that your nutritional needs are met in the process. Like we've said, it's been a very difficult week for all of us as Ghanaians. If you want to even add a week or two, because prior to that very tragic August 6th helicopter crash, a week before we witnessed the really tragic story of an accident where 16 Ghanaian youth died in an instant. Just yesterday, we witnessed another crash on the Accra-Kumasi highway where 5 persons are reported dead, a lot more critically injured. If you want to look at a holistic picture, between January and August this year, we've lost over 1,500 Ghanaians to road crashes. It's way beyond the national average for the past 5 years. So clearly, it's been a difficult time for all of us as Ghanaians. And Eno, like I was saying to you, a lot of the time when we talk about crashes or accidents, we look at it from a statistical point of view. Right? We look at it as purely numbers. But in the numbers, these are people's families, these are people's fathers, people's mothers, brothers, sisters, and some of the time you get a father and a mother all die in a crash, and in an instant somebody becomes an orphan. So it's a difficult time for all of us as a people, and we are very grateful to be joined in studio by Ena, Efua Insian Nomanyo, but on this show we like to call her Ena because of the motherly insight she brings into conversations we usually have around nutrition. Good morning, Ena, and welcome to Sunday Breakfast.
Good morning.
Yeah, last week was a very difficult show. Yeah. This week, following governments and the people of Ghana's really dignifying send-off, it's made the load lighter in terms of the grief. Right, and we are praying to God for a lot more strength and peace to the bereaved family. Today on the show, we'll be discussing our nutritional needs, even as we grieve. we started last week, we'll be continuing, this week. And in my introduction, I explained why it's become a very important conversation to have, because as a country, it's been a difficult week. Last week, you mentioned to us that there are certain foods that we can be eating even as we grieve. I think the major takeaway from my conversation or our conversation with you last week was the fact that you can eat egg. Like there's a way we can force egg on very close family members who've lost a loved one, at least, because the egg is sort of a whole meal, and all of that. So let's come back to refresh our memories on some of the things you said. I'll add a couple more before we go on. So, just to refresh our minds, are there foods that we can eat, and are there foods that we shouldn't go close to at all when we have to go through the process of grieving?
Okay, so unfortunately, everybody might go through a period of grieving in life. It has become part of life. Today you are down, tomorrow you are up. But during this process of grieving, there is life after death. There is life after death for the person who is dead, and also for the person who is grieving. After some months or even a year, you would want to go back to normal life. So the goal of good nutrition during this difficult period is to help you have the energy to go through this difficult process. The body burns a lot of energy during this time. So you will easily become tired. You will need the energy to even cry or even talk. You might be going through depression. You might be going through anger. These are strong emotions that need energy. So if you don't consciously eat, you will break down yourself. And after the storm is over and you want to go back to normal life, you might not have the good health to support your life. So deliberate efforts to take care of yourself is very important. Now you should also understand how your body responds to grieving. Okay, are you the type that loses appetite? Or you are the type that does comfort eating? So if you are the type that has lost appetite, which most people have that response, then you should allow yourself to receive comfort and also allow yourself to eat when people give you the food. Most of the time, you can even get angry when you see food. But deliberate efforts to know that there is life after the storm should encourage you to eat. If you're also the type who will find comfort in eating, then you should pull back and ask yourself, with all these overindulgements, just to be comforted after the storm, aren't you going to gain too much weight? Are you going to have the good health to support your life after this period? So after you have done this personal assessments to know how you respond, then you choose to eat healthy. Okay, healthy eating becomes very important, even when you have lost so much appetite due to depression and the emotional pain. The ache is, the pain is just difficult as an inpatient. Those of us who cook for patients, you realize you can taste the food, it's so nice, but the patient might reject it because she doesn't have the appetite. So sometimes when the reports are coming from the ward, I remind my cooks we are dealing with patients, they don't have appetite, so you have to be patient with them. So at that time, you have to take the food as medicine. Early morning, like we discussed last week, before you meet people, after your prayers become very essential so that you gain the energy. You should treat your nutrition just as you are treating prayers.
I hear people recommend the drinking of soups a lot. Is this something you'd advise?
Yes. So after the porridge in the morning, the afternoon, you are not able to eat enough at a time. So you are eating as snacking. Okay. So you take your breakfast in the morning, even if it is only salad and egg, you are okay. Salad and fish. Get protein to help you build your immunity. Don't ignore your proteins. Get your salads. Even if it is just a little bowl of salad that you can get your fruit. It should be balanced because the meal should be dense with nutrition so that, like we said, you will get the energy, the immunity to carry you through these difficult times. Otherwise, you will break down. Most people after this time break down, and like I said last week, I lost a lot of hair, it affected my eye. You see a lot of people going through that. You don't have to go through that, okay? So you eat your whole grains because it will give you slow release of energy. Okay, don't go for the fine one. Eat healthy, no matter how small. We allow you to eat what you want, okay, because it is part of the attempt to be comforted. But in eating what you want, don't go for the refined ones. Go for the healthy foods, okay? That will give you the energy. And then smoothies also become very easy. You have blended your nutrients in a fluid form so that even if you are feeling tired to chew, when you are drinking it, it is a whole meal on its own. But don't stick to smoothies alone because in the near future, you might be gaining weight, okay? And if you are somebody who is diabetic or hypertensive, who has any disease condition, you might not want to depend on smoothies. Smoothies have been pre-digested mechanically. So if you are somebody who has issue with sugar levels, you would easily raise your sugar levels, and constantly it will give you problems with your health that you are dealing with already. So smoothies are good. Soups are also good, but I would say we shouldn't do only soup. This patient, I would say patient because he's going through a healing process. So this individual might not have the appetite to chew the meat or the fish in the soup. So why don't you blend some? So it becomes like, we call it full liquid diet. So blend your sweet potatoes or your yam and a little fish, taking the soup with that so that if she only wants to drink, it is a meal on its own. But if it is only the soup, the liquid form of the soup, then we are not able to get the nutrient because she will not eat the fish. She will not, if there are even cut vegetables inside. Most those who have lost appetite and are very depressed will not chew, they will only drink. So we make it a meal for them, okay? And then family members encourage them. We will not depend on the fluids alone because it will not be enough. 1 or twice in a day, she eat the heavy meal. If it is the banku, even small, with a full liquid soup, it's okay. If it is apim and the contombre, 1 or 2 that they can eat with oil on top of the abum or an egg stew or something, whatever they like. Let them eat heavy, 1 or 2. And for the remaining, let it be fluids. We also want to stay very hydrated, okay? So hydration becomes key. So coconut water. So coconut water. If I say coconut water, we don't have to overindulge. So a 500 ml bottle of coconut water, using to blend your fruits, will give you the, don't forget that you have a lot of burden on your heart already. So you need the potassium and other electrolytes in the coconut water to make you feel very hydrated. Some people easily get dizzy and so weak. If you are the type that easily drop your BPs easily drop when you are going through strong emotions, then you really need the coconut water.
Is it because also that during the process they tend to cry a lot and they lose water as a result? So is that the reason why they need to stay hydrated with coconut water? And
okay, so the body really gets dehydrated during this season. Your body is using a lot of nutrient energy to help you go through this period. Okay, yes, you will cry. Yes, you don't even want to sip water. You don't even want to drink to stay hydrated. Don't forget, we need about 3.5 liters a day. A bereaved person might not meet this requirements, so would easily become dehydrated. Okay, and one of the signs of dehydration is weakness, headache, dizziness, and you might go through that and you would think it is because of the depression coupled with other emotions. You will easily become weak, okay, and feeling the headache and feeling the dry mouth. Sometimes you are so consumed with your emotions that you don't even pay attention to what your body is going through. So even when you have the dry mouth, you are not able to notice. Even when you become dizzy, when you really meet somebody really crying, they will close their eye at a point of time, feel the weakness, and they will think because they are grieving, it is also because they are dehydrated. So when you have a caregiver by them, giving them these fluids, not only plain water, these fluids become very important. When it's a person who has low BP as a result of that, then you might want to put a little salt in the water for the person. That will help bring the BP up. That will help revive the person. That will help control the dizziness and the headache. I easily go through that. So when people who know me will put a little salt, or I will request a little salt in my water so that I don't go down. You can go so down that you might feel so tired to raise an arm.
Wow.
That is
so
how bad it is.
All well and good though, but you see, the person is grieving. So what practical steps, can you suggest for people around the grieving person to ensure that they're eating these foods that you've suggested, or drinking the water that you've suggested?
That is keeping an eye on the person. You realize that the person looks so fatigued, looks so tired, looks so weak. The person is looking so weak. You can offer water. At that time, it shouldn't be plain water. Give him coconut water. He will only sip, but keep on giving. And carry odia nunkakra kahu, nunkakra. You need it. They will comfort them. And you, the person breathing, pay attention to the fact that there is life after death. So allow yourself to drink something, okay? And then watching their time, you become like their nurse. So in 2-3 hours, offer something. She'll take 1 or 2 or reject it. Don't be offended. Bring back. So it should be nutritious stuff. If it is soup, like I said, offer a full liquid soup, okay, with the fish and everything blended inside. Offer. Even if she's able to take 5-6 tablespoons, she has taken something. An hour or 2, offer again. So pay attention to them, and please, when visitors have come for so long, allow them to excuse her to the bedroom or the kitchen, something, nurse her, give her something to eat before she comes back.
And it's not possible that you can be grieving but still crave fufu and aponche kakra.
So there are the others who respond with comfort eating.
So they want to eat.
They are those.
Banku and okro.
Yes, they are.
A wokbele.
Yes, few people also respond in that.
Yeah.
That makes them feel the comfort. So they will eat and eat and eat.
Wow. So whereas there are those who can barely eat anything because of the circumstances, there are others who also want to just eat everything.
Yes,
and they end up overeating.
Yes.
Which could also cause problems.
Exactly, because after the storm, you will gain the weight you would have overindulged. And most of the time, it's on the refined foods and sugar foods. Some also might do alcohol. Okay, so you take a step back, or people around him or her should take these foods away so that she doesn't overindulge to gain the weight or eat unhealthily that will affect months or even a year after the storm is over. And you know, nutrition goes with exercise. As much as possible, find time to exercise. You know, whilst you are exercising, you are able to identify yourself more. You are able to come out of the pain. You are able to relax. You are able to build yourself to overcome the pain. Okay, so exercise, you might not go to gym, but take a walk. As you are taking a walk with somebody, don't go alone. Take a walk, or in your home, skipping, just some press-ups. Take care of yourself. So exercise becomes part of taking care of yourself to give you the good health to go through this difficult stage of your life. And you know, these ups and downs, know that they are part of life. You will not stay in this forever. This darkness will not be forever. After the darkness is over and light has come and you are happy, you need the good health to support your future better life ahead. So exercise is very key as well, so that even if you know, sometimes after a good exercise, you gain appetite. So you might want to drink more or eat before you go back.
So we can't overemphasize the importance of a support system through the grieving process.
Yes, a support system is very key. Studies have shown that those who don't have the support system really deteriorate in this. So the supports of friends and family is very key, so that you can get out of this. Okay, and whilst you are given the support, you, the individual given the support, should be strong to be able to give. So we are emphasizing on healthy foods, not on unhealthy foods. So
I just got a message from a friend who is listening and watching the show right now, and the person wants your number.
Okay.
You know, so I'm sure towards the end you give out the number.
Give out the number. But I have a question here. They're asking what kind of soup will you recommend for a vegetarian who's grieving? Okay. And that's Kujo from Ho.
Okay, so a vegetarian grieving would also take the full liquid. If you are the type that likes chewing your vegetables, okay, you can have your vegetables in the soup. We have soya chunks. They are the meats, okay. Have your protein, have your seeds, have your whole grains in the soup. So it becomes a whole meal soup. So you can blend your beans and add to the soup. You can blend your seeds and add. Protein becomes very important, okay. So when you have and you are unable to eat a lot, just a little soup full of vegetables and whole grains and beans, okay, and seeds. That is where they get their protein from. Making sure it is well balanced. The soup should be well balanced. It should be a balanced soup. And normally it is the light soups, okay, or vegetable soups, so that you can stay very hydrated and also well nourished. The body has to be nourished to be able to go through this process of grieving.
All right, and if someone is looking for you, where can they find you and your number as well?
Okay, so we are on Instagram, The Dietitian in Your Kitchen, and my number is 0243 126524. I also work with the military hospital. So when you come to 37 Military Hospital and you want a dietitian, we have a wonderful dietetic department. I am one of them. This is diet consult and medical catering. We consult from the critical care, Burma camp. You can find me also there. I'm also at the dietitian's kitchen, also at the 37 Military Hospital. The officers' mess, I am there.
So you're at Burma camp and you're at 37.
Yeah.
I can imagine what you've been through this week.
Difficult. Very, very difficult. Very, very, very difficult. Very difficult. But, you know, in all these, we all encourage ourselves to stay healthy, to eat well, to support ourselves, okay? Because of how our hospital is structured, most often these disasters, and you know, health workers, we also go through.
Yeah.
Okay, sometimes you go through a whole day and you haven't eaten. Ours is so prolonged because you can even have a disease patient. And when you lose a patient, if you don't take care for days, you wouldn't eat.
Yeah, we're discussing it with our the doctor Kasum. You know.
So you have to consciously have your bottle of nutrition and have your soup. You hydrate and find a very nutritious meal, well-balanced meal in a day to eat and keep active, okay? Exercise
And
well.
I thank you so much. You know where to find Anna now. If you missed any part of the interview, it will be up on our YouTube, Channel 1 TV. You can go there and watch it. When we return, we have sports. Don't go away.
Remember who we are seeing now. At risk of prostate enlargement. We a member or her 20 ebitimi prostate cancer, 5 bitimi afamu nadia obefamu.
Actually, this is not my fault.
And to wada, entina medi mani Executive Prostate Center.
Executive Prostate Center is a unique medical center where we harmonize in-depth traditional medicine with cutting-edge science and technology to cure, to treat, and to prevent diseases like prostate enlargement, prostate cancer.
Executive Prostate Center. Madame home. Facilities no any professional medical care.
Sisi a bibia clear system no. Ye nro ne so de natural. Into we koso afama ye.
Executive Prostate Center. My cured.
In Ghana, West Africa, the mornings are somewhat, if not for the perfect companion. What a good day to start. Another day. It always smiles knowing we are together. Ooh, what a feeling. Work is always effective with Nasco home appliances. If it not be you, then who go there? Classic home appliance for the fisher folks. And Nijepa, I want Nasco Fie. Nasco, bring home happiness.
August 17th, history, tradition, heritage, and football collide in the heart of Accra. Get ready for the 2025 Best Mancha Homo Peace Charity Cup live at the Accra Sports Stadium. It's defending champions Accra Tabok against the fearless challengers Thunder Top Lions. It's Sunday afternoon football like never before. Kickoff time 5 p.m. This isn't just a match, it's a celebration of culture, a call for peace, and a commitment to youth development and unity. Book your seat now. Dial *713*33*44# to secure your ticket instantly. You can also grab your tickets at the gates on the match day. Ticket prices: Gamashi Special 5 cedis, Popular Stand 10 cedis, Center Line 20 cedis, VIP 100 cedis, VVIP 200 cedis. Let's fill the Accra Sports Stadium. Let's celebrate Ghana. Expect football, expect music, expect culture. Be part of the magic this 17th August at the Accra Sports Stadium. Powered by One World Sports Management. Produced by IMAX Media, Max TV, and this game will also be live on GH1 TV and Channel 1 TV. The Gbese Manchester Peace Charity Cup Match 2025, where football meets tradition. The Homo Charity Cup Match is in partnership with the NYA. Igniting potential, inspiring change. Sponsors: Stanbic Bank. Media partners.
Looking for a one-stop shopping destination for all things made in Ghana? Eager to experience a remarkable fair that showcases the richness, creativity, and innovation behind Ghanaian products and services? Then get ready for the This is Ghana Exhibition 2025. The This is Ghana Exhibition highlights the brilliance of Ghanaian entrepreneurs, artisans, and businesses who continue to shape the narrative of homegrown excellence. This is Ghana's biggest trade fair and exhibition, bringing together SMEs, startups, research and manufacturing sectors, indigenous corporate bodies, and local creatives in one exciting space. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2025. Come explore, engage, and be inspired by the businesses and brands that are redefining Made in Ghana across every sector. The dates: Saturday the 6th and Sunday the 7th of September 2025. Time is 10 a.m. through till 5 p.m. each day. The venue is the A4 Sutherland Children's Park. For inquiries or participation details, call us on 0205-973-973. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM and is proudly sponsored by MTN, EcoBank, and Side Hassle from EK Brand Consult.
I'm here with the sassy, saucy Akle. Who cook Anwamu. So all this was for Anwamu?
Yes. When I was 17, I ran away from home and went to Lagos. And
What?
for like 2 years, my father didn't hear from me.
You did what?
I haven't heard anybody talk about frying plantain and salting it in this way before. Like you cut it and you let it marinate. I love it.
You let it sit for a while.
Wine and go down, wine and go down.
Me body good, me body good, me body good, me body good. That's how I make king man say. Me body good, me body good, me body good, me body good. That's how I make king man say.
Let me ring that bell, and me and you get started. So let me tell.
Ashie, tataleo, baby, tatale. No more by you, tatale. Baby, tatale, no more by you, tatale.
Do you see Tatale here?
What's Cooking is brought to you by Tasty Tom and Lily Rice.
You're welcome back to Sunday Breakfast. Let's go straight into our sports segment where Yao J. Minter from the City Sports crew has joined us. Yao, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Eno. I'm doing well, Jude. Yeah, but it hasn't been so well for our Black Star striker, Antoine Semenyo. But before I get into all that, because of the whole racism thing involving Antoine Semenyo, so a lot of things have flown under the radar regarding Black Stars. And just a quick update, Mohamed Husseini, who is quite new to the Black Stars setup, he made his debut for the Black Stars at the Unity Cup that recently took place in London during the football off season. He's signed a contract extension with his team. That's in Belgium. That's Union Saint-Gilloise. He signed a contract extension that will get him to stay at the club until 2028, with an option to extend for another year. That is till 2029, and it comes on the back of he helping the team to win the Belgian Jupiler Pro League in his first season with the team. And yeah, during the off season, some clubs registered their interest in signing him, but he decided to take a patient approach and play a few more years with the Belgian club before he could possibly make that move to another club. So yeah, congratulations to Mohamed Husseini. And still on the positive side of the news, Ghana's Salih Samed, Abdul Salih Samed, he also moved from RC Lens in France
to Nice.
To Nice, yes, to Nice. A lot of people were saying nice. Please, it's French. It's not nice. It's Nice. OGC Nice.
Okay.
Yes, OGC Nice.
Okay.
Yes. So Salih Samed, he signed a 3-year deal.
Do you don't commit this move?
Yeah, I don't commit this move. Mainly because of the coach that he will be working with, Frank Heis. He worked with Frank Heis during his time at RC Lens, and while he was at RC Lens, his first 2 seasons at RC Lens, he was a brilliant player, and he was one of the most sought after.
Like, what did it all go wrong for him?
Yeah. Like I was saying, he in his first 2 seasons at RC Lens, he played under Frank Heis, and everything was going very well. He was a brilliant player, one of the most sought after players in the French league. He played for the Black Stars at the 2022
World Cup. Yeah, because just before the World Cup, we thought he was there.
The next Pate for Pate.
Reincarnate.
Then Heis left and he suffered a
really bad injury.
A series of injuries.
Like some ligaments and stuff like that.
He suffered a series of injuries and his form just dipped to the point where he wasn't even wanted at RC Lens. Their head coach Will Steele pretty much
put him on the side. And he ended up at Sunderland.
Yeah, last season on loan.
The reason why I asked whether you don't commit this move is because if you look at the football Sunderland is playing, and I watched them yesterday at the Stadium of Light, where they beat West Ham 3-0. I'm sure we'll come to the Premier League.
Yeah, sure.
I look at the Sunderland team, and I'm like, no, Salih's should be able to play in this team.
He should be able to play in the team, especially alongside Granit Xhaka. But like you said, these things, it goes beyond just mere football. There are a lot of things that you have to factor in. And he went to Sunderland on loan. They already had a pretty much established team. He was new to the English Championship.
Which is a difficult league.
Which is very, very difficult. And so, yeah, it took me a while to find his footing. And he didn't end up playing enough games. And yeah, they managed to qualify to the Premier League. But he was pretty much an afterthought right from the word-go. And so, right from the get-go. And so, yeah, he wasn't part of their plans. And he returned to RC Lens. And fortunately, his coach vouched for him. His former coach vouched for him to get him at OGC Nice. And yeah, the OGC Nice sporting directors and the president, they decided to go with the advice of the coach, because he's the one handling the players.
Right.
And yeah, they went ahead and they signed.
But are his injuries a thing of the past?
Pretty much. And so, yeah, he signed a 3-year deal. So we look forward to seeing him bounce back and deliver the goods for OGC Nice and make a return to the Black Stars. Now, to the biggest issue of the weekend, the whole racism thing concerning Antoine Semenyo. Now, the latest update is that a man who allegedly racially abused Antoine Semenyo has been arrested. And that is the latest update coming in from
to think that somebody in a wheelchair would
I wouldn't even look at it from that point. Whether you are disabled or able-bodied, you shouldn't do that. You should absolutely not do that. And right behind me, you can see some of the quotes from Virgil van Dijk after the incident. He's stating that he spoke to Antoine Semenyo and he supports him, and anything that he needs, that Virgil van Dijk is available to help him out. And because he's the captain of Liverpool, and to have this incident happen at Anfield, the opening day, it's embarrassing because you represent the club as the captain of the team. And so I love what he did, coming out to make that statement to show support for Antoine Semenyo. The football community have rallied around this to show support for Antoine Semenyo, but again, it's not enough. Look, they'll say all the right words, make all the right symbolic gestures, all of those things, kneeling before, taking a knee before the game starts, all of those things. Yeah, but it's still happening.
In 2025, to think that racism is part of sports
without
is
necessary
crazy.
action.
I mean, come on.
So they do it for, like, you know, I remember, I think it was America football when one of the guys, the NFL, one of the guys said, see, it's lost value. You know, take the knee and so what?
Oh, yeah.
When still officials allow some of these racists to be among the ultras in the stadium, hurling all kinds of abusive words.
Even outside the NFL, no bridges. Wilfred Zaha, who used to play for Crystal Palace, it got to a point he stopped taking the knee. So players will take the knee and he will just stand and look away.
Really, what's the point?
Because what's the point?
But what's the worst that can happen to the man that's been arrested?
Well, he can serve some jail time, and he'll definitely be
banned.
He will definitely be banned from attending any football game if he's found guilty, because the investigations are ongoing, and so that is what he's likely facing. But for me, if you get racially abused, you see, we talk about this radical approach when it comes to Galamsey fight.
Right.
Some say shoot to kill. My radical idea when it comes to racism is that when you get racially abused, walk off the pitch. You walk off the pitch, your teammates will be in a fix. They'll definitely be forced to walk off the pitch with you, because if they stay on the pitch,
I disagree.
It's a bad look on them.
I disagree.
So they'll definitely leave the pitch. So once you leave the pitch and the game gets compromised, even if it's for 30 minutes, 1 hour, the products the media rights holders are selling to the public, it becomes also compromised. And once it becomes compromised, their wallets will be affected. And that's when they will start taking it serious.
Isn't that a huge,
that's if you start looking
stance?
at it from a financial or money point of view.
But
the
everything is
people,
about money.
No, not necessarily. The people who are racist, right? I don't think this will stop them from being racist. Some of them, it's innate.
Yes, innate.
There's nothing you can really do to change them, aside the fact that you need to take very stiff decisions, like banning them. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Than like banning them from the stadium where they won't be able to do that, in close proximity to the players. The point is that I respect Semenyo so much for the mental fortitude. Even in the midst of it, he went on to still play and score. And so all the black kids who are watching him will be like, that is the kind of response.
We've done it for several decades.
No.
We've done it for several decades. That whole Martin Luther King approach will stop. Right now it's Malcolm X. Right now, we should take the Malcolm X approach.
I get that you're emotionally connected to this matter, as we all are. But I mean, I don't think that in itself would solve the issue of racism.
What will solve the issue?
That's why I'm saying that it is human nature, and it goes way deeper than just the surface. It is the depraved nature of humans which makes people think that as a result of their skin color, one is better than the other. So walking off the pitch will solve racism. Going on to perform even after being abused will not either solve racism as well. But for me, I think it is a perfect response to all the black kids watching who, for some reason, have suffered this, to say that even despite the very vile words being held at me, I can still go on to perform and give up my best and show what I'm really made of. So I think Semenyo handled this brilliantly, and already people have said that he has scored what, in a lot of opinions, is a goal of the season contender already. So I think we should leave it as such. He's done a brilliant job. But to say that let's walk off, let's do this, I disagree. But let's move on. I think it's fine. Time is far gone. So let's look at other issues.
That approach that you mentioned, a lot of other players in the past have done it.
But we agree. We also agree that walking off the pitch doesn't really solve it. But
it's not a problem, because at the end of the
right,
day,
guys,
you affect the financial base, and the financiers will force them to take better actions.
The Homo Cup is on today. today who are playing in that?
The Homo World Cup is on today. It's at 5 p.m. But before we get to the Homo World Cup, still on the EPL. Yesterday, Mohamed Kudus bagged a brace of assists, helping Richarlison and Tottenham Hotspur to score 3 goals. And bag a win over Burnley. Kudus Day. His first game for Tottenham in the league. And last season for West Ham didn't go so well. He registered 3 assists in 32 games.
Right.
And in his first game this season, he's already registered 2 assists. Okay. And so, it looks very likely that he's going to.
Is he the best winger in the league?
Oh no, he's not the best winger in the league yet. So who is? Yeah. Let me think. Who is the best winger? Do we even have wingers? I think I'll go in for Bukayo Saka ahead of
better than Kudus.
Mohamed Kudus. Relax. And so Bukayo Saka. I'll take Bukayo Saka ahead of Mohamed Kudus.
Yeah, don't do this.
Relax. Because at least at least for the past 2 seasons, I'll take Bukayo Saka ahead of Mohamed Kudus.
Don't do this.
Anyways, so Kudus managed to bag a brace of assists on his debut, league debut for Tottenham Hotspur. And later today, the EPL returns. There are some eye-catching games in there. Chelsea will take on Crystal Palace at 1. And the biggest game of the round, Manchester United will take on Arsenal at 3:30 p.m. And so, you can make a date with us live on City 97.3 FM, where we bring you the Republic of Football. We'll be watching along, we'll be discussing everything that matters when it comes to football. And, we'll be watching the game along with you and enjoying the ride. So, Chelsea take on Crystal Palace, Manchester United take on Arsenal.
How can you suggest a top 6 like this?
Oh top 6. My top 6.
Charlie,
my
Liverpool,
top 6 is pretty simple.
Arsenal,
this is enough
Man City.
It's the same as last
set.
season. Only the difference is that Manchester United will make it to the top 6 based on the recruitment that they've had this past off season.
Chelsea will finish 4th
to address their attack. No, Chelsea will finish 4th, despite the fact that they are world champions.
Let me drink sky water. Because the things they are doing here today, I don't even understand.
Because that central defense combo is still not resolved. They still have issues there, and they still have goalkeeping issues.
Somebody has got to win
Robert Sanchez
Club World Cup.
Robert Sanchez is
beat
great.
PSG 4-0. I don't tell you, Arsenal with Nogard and
Robert Sanchez is great for a couple of games, but across an entire campaign, he still has issues with consistency, and that's why I picked Chelsea to finish 4th.
Arsenal finished 2nd. Ahead of Chelsea.
Liverpool to win, because at the end of the day, look at what Hugo Ekitike is doing already. And now
what is he doing? What's he doing already?
To bring in Alexander Isak. So
what's Ekitike? What's Ekitike doing already?
But he scored a goal.
What has he done? What has he done?
We don't have time. Should I sign out?
Yes, Homo World Cup. Yes, later tonight at 5 p.m. Stay with us on Channel 1 TV. We'll bring you live the Homo World Cup. Tiny will be performing. Yapo will be performing. Jupiter will be performing. It's the matchup between Accra Hearts of Oak and Pando Hearts of Lions for this year's Basic Manche Peace Cup Homo World Cup. Let's move to the stadium to enjoy it, or stay tuned to Channel 1 TV to enjoy, because we'll bring it to you live right here.
All right, and that's the end of our show. See you again next weekend. Don't miss it. Bye.
Cherished viewers, thank you for tuning in again to another episode of Adoration. We're glad to have you join us again this Sunday as we lift up worship to the Father. And we have a surprise for you today. Introducing for the first time on Adoration is the Evergreen Joyful Way Incorporated, who will be ministering to us. For decades, they have blessed us with timeless songs, and their annual event, Explosion of Joy, is etched on the gospel calendar every year. Today, wherever you are, join in, sing along, dance along as we worship the Father with the Joyful Way Incorporated.